This is Jose Roman with Microsoft Office Group 3, and I will be covering Microsoft Word for the group. And first thing we're going to do is just bring up Word, and I want to cover some of the general features with Microsoft Word. I'm going to go to my Start menu, and some shortcuts to help you maybe get a little bit more bang out of the documents that you create here. The first document that we cover is the blank document here, and it's pretty much standard, but I want to showcase some features that are available that a lot of people don't really utilize when they're using Word. This is your typical blank document, and the standard toolbar exists right up here. One of the big things to understand is how the toolbar has been changing over the different iterations of Microsoft Word. They're broken up into groups, the ribbon tabs in the toolbar, and you also have special command features that helps you jump right to some of the references and things that are available in Word. We're going to start with just typing our document here in the blank document. And what I'm doing is just sort of creating some dialogue here, and I'm doing that by just cutting and pasting something to have for availability. I wanted to give a few quick tips for working with the basic blank document before we move into the other option. But a lot of times also with all the Microsoft Office suite, any button that you see available in the standard toolbar will tell you what it is, and it will give you also the command function. In this case, it's justifying for these items here for just doing it with the buttons as opposed to clicking or the keyboard as opposed to clicking on the buttons. And there's a lot of neat little options that I don't think a lot of people use here. Things like line spacing, the bullets, the increasing and decreasing the indent, the macros in the ribbon tab. You can go right down, and a lot of times it doesn't hurt you to go down these little things and actually utilize some of the other aspects of Word when you have the time with different documents, just to see how you can play around with it. There's the other groups along the ribbon tab that give you new options. Things like inserting word art to give your titles a little bit more pizzazz. Sometimes making equations, creating symbols. It all has those availability. Things like smart art to sort of give it sort of like a PowerPoint presentation type of feel to your Word document. There's also things like the format that can be changed of any of the fonts and word styles. So there's a lot of different options, for creating different types of documents. I'm going to go back one here. One of the options I like to use, especially when it comes to creating documents, a lot of times we don't have that right word. There's a thesaurus, and the thesaurus is actually one of the features in Word that I really like to utilize the most. Even in this example here where I have the word paragraph, a lot of times what I'll do is just generate the word I do know, and then later I could use the thesaurus to sort of change it to something different, something that'll give what I'm trying to write the document a better readability. So we have the option to actually just put the word into the thesaurus, or just maybe highlighting the single word and using the command function Shift F7, and that'll give me different options here on the right to insert. And find those different words to sort of give my document some life. Along with that, like I said, I always like to go back from the command functions to the actual buttons on the standard toolbar. And one of the ones that you'll find most handy, and one that I utilize a lot, is the spell check feature. And a lot of times as I write, I like to go back and maybe leave those errors in there and leave it for another time. And that command function would just be the F7 key. Or it should be the F7 key. Yes. And that gives us the option to actually check out the whole document. Okay. So that's a short down and dirty there. The other option for creating documents, and the one I like to use the most, is when we come up here to the home page and we go to create new, and it gives us the option to actually use templates. And templates are sort of the best way to really spend your time and energy on the creative process as opposed to the invention process. So say if you do want to have a standardized, we're going to just work here with a business card. You have those options that are available to you that are probably on your hard drive, or you could search for other templates online at the Microsoft template website. And what I like about working with these templates, especially when it comes to things like business cards as an example, is that it gives you a few different options to play with. Let's see, my computer is running a little low. You have your end user agreement. So this here shows us our blank business cards that we get to play with. So what you have here is options to create up to 10 different formats or fonts and designs for your cards, and sort of seeing exactly how you want to play with them and design those cards. And it also gives you the options to print these in the standardized format, or take it to a graphic shop to get them done professionally, or printed at least professionally. But at least you give them sort of an idea where you want to go with your card design.